Welcome to Travel Out Sailing, back in Port Vila. Just dropped my brother off at, he's headed out to the airport, and I'm down in Yacht World moorings, so on the tee, trying off a bit. We've been doing a lot of drinking the last month or so. And we did quite a bit of travelling. He flew into Port Vila originally, and we sailed from here down to Epi, across to Malekula and Port Sandwich, up to Arnhem. Did a bit of exploring around there, a bit of fishing and exploring in Port Sandwich. Went across to Pentecost and spent probably a week or 2 weeks bumming around the west coast, working our way up there, visiting village chiefs, trying a bit of carver, just meeting people. Then we went across to Ambon, did a bit of exploring around through there, and then down to Santo. Basically, there's a big storm coming through, so we went in there, hid behind the island, and did some provisioning. Then we went north. We tried to get into Turtle Bay, but the weather was just too shitty, and the pass was a bit too shallow for my comfort level. So we just stayed in a little bay, not far from Santo, near the tuna works, and it was great. We did again a lot more fishing and drinking up in there. It was very well protected. Good holding for us. You've got to pack the spot. There's a lot of coral heads in there, but we found a good spot, and we just tucked in there for a few days. And then we decided we need to get back to Port Vila for my brother's flight, so decided to run down the west coast of Malekula, explore down there, and because the east coast was just still blowing too hard and we wouldn't have been able to get back. So yeah, ended up spending probably a good week or more just exploring the west coast, and then tried to get back, and winds were just still horrific, and in the end turned around because we would have been basically steering a course to Noumea. Went back to Santos, couldn't get a flight, and then sailed the east coast as pretty much motored it as the weather dropped off, and then managed to pick a line from the bottom of Malekula back to Port Vila. So yeah, it's a bit of a hard long run, and covered a fair bit of ground, and a lot of ground I didn't want to cover, but that is life sailing. So I'm in Port Vila now. I'm trying to decide whether I hang here and I have another crew member turning up in about a month, or maybe a little less than a month, or I go exploring back down to Epi and Port Sandwich. Can't really go too much further than that because I need to be back, and if the weather turns shitty, then I really need to be at a point where I can sail back to Port Vila, and Epi's not a bad run. And I would say if I was doing the Santo to Port Vila again, a digger tip, I would motor across to Ambon and then sail down the east coast of Pentecost. That would be what I would do again, because the tides, currents, wind are all against you on Malekula. Unless you've got a perfect day and you can just motor down there, but it doesn't ever seem to be perfect. So yeah, I'd punch across to Pentecost, and then I'd sail from there, or sail down the coast because you're protected, you're in the lee. And it's a pretty easy run, and then I'd go from there back to Vila in a couple of hops. It might appear longer, but it'll certainly be shorter in the long run. The west coast of Malekula, interesting. I don't think many people sail down there for obvious reasons, but there's some nice little places to explore. Some beautiful little anchorages. So I would recommend doing that also if you've got the time and the weather's suitable. But yeah, it can be difficult to get from there to Port Vila unless you've got perfect weather and you're really motoring, basically. So yeah, that's been my adventure for the last month and a half. Been here for nearly 4 months. I'm running out of time, so I need to leave soon. So once my crew member arrives, I don't have much time, and then I've got to be out of here. So I've got a couple of engine issues that have been like a bug in my ass. I've been getting a high oil pressure alarm for the last month with my brother, and then also getting a little bit of overheating. So whilst I'm here in Port Vila, I'm going to have a crack at fixing those. They've been pissing me off a lot. We think it's probably the oil pressure relief valve. Haven't been able to get it out, so I'm going to try and get that out, see if I can find someone with a bit more knowledge than myself. Try and fix that problem. It could be also a sensor. I'm going to hunt around, look for a sensor. Yeah, I need to get a few spares, need to buy some more supplies, need to do a bit of TLC on the boat. We've just been sailing hard for about a month. And obviously I'm going to do a bit more drinking. I'm at Yacht World, so tonight, no, I'm on the tee. I'm slowing down. We had a big night with my bro. Last couple of nights we've hit the steakhouse and hit the bar, and yeah, I need to give my liver a break. But I will probably do sundowners at the bar over the next couple of weeks, or I'll head off and do some more sailing around the islands. Could even sail around around this island here. There's some interesting parts of it. The weather's got to be on the right, in the right conditions. Can get a little bit lumpy on the other side. So that's me. Yeah, boat work, bit of drinking, and then my crew will turn up, and we're going to head off to Noumea. That's the plan at the moment. It's been a little bit problematic in Noumea. They've been having some riots, which probably a couple of months ago, even a bit longer than that. And so yeah, there's a lot of things going on in Noumea. A lot of people getting hurt there with riots. There's a lot of police and military in the country. It's very difficult to find out whether you're even allowed to visit. I think they're prefer people don't, but it's on the way back to New Zealand, so it makes sense to bounce off Noumea on the way. It looks like an absolutely beautiful place, so yeah. Aucklands are always fun. There won't be that many people there. Bonus. As long as you don't get shot or get the boat burnt to the waterline, you're good. Anyway, I will chat to you soon.